hanging out with you guys at the Gems Mining. It's the place we were at last week. And we're here again Sunday. We're on 95 FM, The Spot. We're on BKK.FM, and we are on The Spot.FM, which is going to be totally awesome. I'm here by myself this week, actually. Robbie is up in northern Thailand doing some family stuff, so that's going to be cool. But the neat thing about where I am today is I am inside what's called the Ruby Room. Now, the Ruby Room, gratefully, we were able to actually set up basically our broadcast studio from here. And we are able to show you guys basically what's going on. So the nice thing about this is that I'm in the Ruby Room, and we're going to be walking you guys throughout it today, later. And we'll be able to show you a whole bunch of stuff. Now, obviously, if you're listening on the radio, or you're listening on the Spot.fm, or you're listening in the app at Bangkok.fm, I'm going to do my best to describe and give you sort of a visual story of what we got going on down here. But where we are the Gems Pattaya. And the neat thing is these guys have been so gracious and allowed us to do the big mattress live and out into the field, basically. So that's been really fun. And we were at the pool last week. And then this week they gave us this room that actually it was the last one they had. So that was like pretty awesome. And I definitely want to say a big thank you to the guys that you don't see, the people behind the scenes that absolutely make this thing absolutely work fantastic, not the least of which is our engineer, Diamond, and our, what are we going to call you? Logan is Key Grip, right? Yeah, absolutely. When the credits start rolling, you'll see Key Grip. That's going to be where Logan is. Because if you look in the background right there, that is literally right behind me right now. And that's the pool that is inside of the room, inside of the Ruby Room. And not every single room is going to have a giant Spot bumper sticker in it. But if you play your cards right and you talk to Kun Afu, who is the marketing director and a wonderful person who's been helping us basically make a really, really fun thing happen here at the Gems, you can ask her, say, hey, can I have the Ruby Room, but can I have the awesome Spot bumper sticker? So I'm going to be here talking with you guys for about the next hour and a half or 2 hours. And what I would love for you to be able to do is to remember one thing, if nothing else, from this whole broadcast that we're having fun with down here, thegemspattia.com. Super easy website to remember, and it's basically the easiest way for you to get a smoking deal. And so what I want to do is I want to make sure that we are broadcasting totally awesome on the radio stations that I hope you guys know and love at this point. And we will be... the cool thing really is that we have the app. Now we have 95 FM if you're here in Pattaya, but more importantly, go to the Spot.fm. You know, I always tell you guys that, and you download the app, right? Well, the cool thing about the app is that, yeah, you may like dance music, you may not. But we do have a brand new station up in Bangkok, and conveniently enough, it's called Bangkok.fm. And the beauty of that is all you got to do is download the Spot app, and you can listen to Bangkok.fm, which I've realized a lot of people are actually doing up in Bangkok. So what I thought was we'd stream on Bangkok.fm, which would allow you folks listening up there in what I like to refer to as the world's greatest city. And if you're coming down to Party City, then that'll allow you to find a real easy way to get down here, not the least of which is just put it in Google, the Gems Mining or the Gems Pattaya, either one. I want to say hello to a bunch of guys in the chat. Thank you so much for coming by. Dave's here, and he says a big hello. Robbie from Walking in My Shoes is here, and he is up in, Robbie, remind me where you are. I believe you're in Suphanburi. Is that right? I could be wrong. I apologize. Joe asked a really great question, but more importantly than anything else, I'm going to get to his question in a second, but I think all of us here at the Cool Kids table owe Joe a gargantuan round of applause, because today, 14th of June, if you don't know, today marks 2 weeks that Joe has gone without a cigarette. And while that may not sound like a triumph, I can tell you that I am thrilled for him, I am thrilled for his family, and I'm thrilled for his lung, because I think he has at least the one left. But Joe asked a great question, and actually we talked a little bit about it. You're going to be seeing a video later on about this place called The Legacy. Okay, so we're at a resort, right? And the resort, obviously, sort of the focus, i.e. the name of it, Pool Villas Pattaya, right? So the Gems Mining Pool Villas Pattaya, we are in a pool villa. And the cool thing is that this is sort of the standard room, if you will. Now, the one I'm in is not standard by any means whatsoever. It's actually 3-bedroom. There's a giant master bedroom behind me, and then, of course, the pool, that little picture right there, it's right over my shoulder. And so you get the pool right in the middle. Well, if you look behind the bumper sticker, right? If you guys look behind right there, you can see a little bit of red. Well, what the heck is that, right? Well, okay, it's called the Ruby Room. The way they do it is they join all of the Ruby rooms together with this giant river behind me, which is so cool. So you can like go back there. There's some chairs back there, and you can like totally chill out, a little bit of privacy from the main area, and then you're able to swim like up and down this river. It's like totally rad. But Joe asked a great question about the Legacy specifically, because he said, you know, his question is, how much is the 5-bedroom with all the good stuff per night? Now, the short answer is that it's 300,000 baht a night. And the quick sort of translation I always use, the conversion is about 30 to 1, Thai baht to US dollars. So one could argue, but right now I think the exchange rate is about 35 to 1, right? And so, but for right now, one could argue just round up, it's about $10,000 a night. And you think to yourself, oh my God, that's crazy, right? Well, we're going to show you some video of this. And in fact, even next week, we'll be broadcasting live from there. And the neat thing about it is that it is 5 bedrooms. It's 5 bedrooms, meaning that's like easily 5 couples. You can also have a party for 20 people, or 30, or 40, or 50. They don't all get to sleep on the floor, though, however. But what they do have is they also have an additional 4 rooms for your driver, for your nanny, if you're bringing the kids with you. There's an entire section for the kids. Anyway, we're going to be telling you a whole bunch about that later on. But the short answer, Joe, is it's 300,000 baht a night. But guess what? I can probably get you a smoking deal on that, because you, my friend, are listening to The Spot. You're going to hear me pause a couple of times throughout the broadcast, just like I did just there. But oh no, there's not dead air on the radio, I promise. What it is me having a cool and refreshing beverage. Because I submit to you that I can quite easily actually talk for 2 hours, provided that my mouth does not dry and fall off. Asia Unscripted, thank you for coming by. Jason, always great to see you, my friend. And his question, of course, is, where are the bikini girls? And like I've always said to Jason, dude, if you want to see bikini girls, all you got to do is close your eyes, and there I am. Burn that into your brain, my friend, me, with some banana hammocks, just living the dream, my friend. That's why he is Asia Unscripted. That's why he wants to come here. Bunch of you guys saying hi to Robbie. Thank you so much. He definitely wanted to be here. But the neat thing, I think if you know anything about me and you know anything about Robbie, is that family is sort of a priority. And, well, sorry. Family is a priority. None of this sort of nonsense. If you guys remember a little bit about what happened and how sort of the 95 FM, The Spot, morphed into what it is right now, we had the Spot.fm. Prior to that, I actually had Kiss FM here down in Pattaya. But more specifically, we had the Spot.fm. Then we found this great radio station down here. But prior to sort of signing the docs, I got a call from my folks. And they're like, we need you to come home because we're at an age where we're wearing out. And, you know, and the neat thing is that it wasn't like a hardship for me, nor was it odd, because like that's the culture in Thailand, right? It's really awesome. And so anyway, so Robbie, gratefully, Robbie isn't somewhere where he basically needs to take care of someone who's sick or anything like that or aging, but he's up meeting with Kitty's family, and so that's really cool. You've obviously seen Kitty on a bunch of his videos, and so thank you on his behalf. Joe, thank you for watching on all the platforms. I will ask you guys, and also Eric says hello from Facebook. Thanks a lot for coming by over there. We are on YouTube at The Spot Thailand. We're also on Live My Ass Off, and we're also on, actually, my Facebook. I just figured I'd make sure that a bunch of friends could see me up there. But if you would, do me a favor. The short answer is, in all of these streams, no matter whether it's here or whether the mobile broadcast studio is going to be down by the beach or whatever, simple, easy to remember, just live.thespot.fm. That basically gets you to our main YouTube channel, and that's kind of why we want to direct you guys. But what we don't want to do is have anything, missing. So therefore, we put it on all the channels. But I think moving forward, we'll probably be like sort of directing people, the majority of you, to the Spot Thailand on YouTube, or quite frankly, the YouTube channel of where we might broadcast from. So. And then, hello. Thank you so much, Joe. Joe says hi from behind the camera. I thought I saw you there, actually. It was sort of interesting. Supan Bari, that's right. Okay, very cool. Thanks for checking in, Robbie. I appreciate that you're listening and watching from up there. I find it very interesting that in a country that even still, I'm sure this happens to Logan probably, maybe not Diamond, but certainly me and my buddies from the United States. They're just like, is it too low? Did you increase the volume there? I was curious. Okay, no worries. I'm just making sure. Usually I leave it at 100, so no worries. But what I wanted to do is highlight the fact that there are some people like in the U.S. It's just based on ignorance. It's not like they're stupid. They just like, they've never been here, and so they don't know, right? But one of the things that they'll say is oh yeah, Thailand, that's that third world country, right? And I'm like, right, it's a third world country with 5G everywhere, and even in, Suphanburi. And again, Suphanburi is a fairly large city, but I remember being up in sort of the area around Khon Kaen and Nakhon Ratchasima, and there was 4G and 5G, like at this farm with like 7 rai of land. It was amazing. I must say thank you so much again, actually, to the Gems Pattaya. Pool villas, easily to get to, of course, at thegemspattaya.com. That's the easiest thing to do. But specifically to the staff that like let us in here and the engineers and everything, but also the people that brought me the Nectar of the Gods, a.k.a. Coke Zero. So the 300,000, thank you for clarifying that. Eric asked, is that USD? No. The 300,000 basically is Thai baht. And it's that amount per, and again, really, just so we're all sort of like on the same page, as is said, I'm giving you the retail price. And so again, but this is not a place that you can book on Agoda. This is not a place you can get, on the OTAs, the online travel agencies. This is something you need to go to basically by going to thegemspattaya.com. And there you can certainly search for Legacy, but you can also search for the other rooms. But the more important thing is that you are getting the ultimate room for you and basically 49 of your close friends. So Tim says, hello, greetings from snowy and cold New Hampshire. Oh my goodness. Well, I got to tell you, it is not snowy nor cold in Thailand ever, as you guys know. One of the reasons, of course, that I made it over here. But thanks for checking in, man. I know that you're a traveler, and hopefully when you get down here, you'll stay in touch and you'll be able to hang out with me at some point, dude. That would be like totally awesome. So one of the things that I have sort of noticed is that everyone in Pattaya pretty much knows about Pattaya Beach. And everyone knows about probably Second Road, and they probably know about Bukau, and then maybe they might have heard about Third Road. But past that, it's like, wait, what is that? Is that like even another country, right? And so we're here also to have a ton of fun, go swimming in our own room, but also to let you guys know that, dude, like 10-minute drive basically from Terminal 21, which a lot of you guys will know because it's right there at the Dolphin Roundabout, Second Road and Pattaya North Road, right? 10-minute drive from there, and then you're here at the Gems Pattaya. There's other places that actually we're going to be showcasing throughout the year. This month I met the general manager here. His name's Rob. He's totally awesome. And he's like, well, because I'm always saying, well, I need a studio, right? Because we would do our broadcast from 1669. It's right on the beach. It's awesome. And I said, yeah, I'm looking for a studio. He's like, well, why don't you do live broadcast from here? I'm like, okay. Anyone who gives me free Coke Zero, basically, I'm like, oh my God, I'll totally show up. So it's been really a neat thing. And it's been fun to do this. And so Eric makes the comment, long-time listener, first-time caller. That's sort of a very common, common thing in the U.S. I don't know if like where you guys are listening or something like that, your country when you're listening to talk radio, someone might call in and say, hi, long-time listener, first-time caller. But we don't take calls here. And actually, you know what I should do is every time I pause to take a drink, I should just like let you guys hear the sound of the pool behind me. Which actually, I guess if I turn it up really loud, I guess it kind of sounds like rain. It kind of sounds maybe like more like rain than a fountain in the background. But it is awesome, and I am totally digging being here and hanging out with you guys. So just to let you guys know, we are live on the spot.fm. We're live at 95 FM if you're driving around in Pattaya and you're listening and you're wondering, oh my God, where's the music? Why is this guy talking? Well, hey, how you doing? My name is Mike, and I may probably sound and or look a lot like my twin brother, Johnny Cupcakes, but Johnny Cupcakes doesn't have as cool of a shirt, and I'm wearing the epic Gay Earth shirt today, so that's what I'm making sure you guys can see. If you're watching us on YouTube, of course, at The Spot Thailand, or youtube.com/live my ass off. Joe just gave us a super chat. Joe, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Very, very welcomed. And as you guys know, any of the super chats, they go to buying me and Gracie, and you guys, if you come over here, a kick-ass smoothie, which is what we refer to as mango smoothies here in the Kingdom of Thailand. So, Joe, thanks a lot for that. Eat Out Pattaya Ryan, thank you so much for choosing the spot, my friend, this morning. I appreciate you listening in. Ryan is a really good buddy, and he comes back down here to Pattaya, and he's got a condo over on, like, Pratamnak area, right? But he works on a ship, so he's like literally listening to us right now with internet on the ship, which I think literally is the most expensive thing you can order when you're on a cruise ship. Because, of course, all the food and drinks are included usually, right? Except for maybe the alcohol, I don't know. But yeah, so thanks for listening, man. I appreciate it, and thanks for checking in. There's been some talk, too, about, like, okay, so where is Pattaya expanding? And so that's one of the things that I kind of wanted to talk about today. And it's apropos, really, because where we are, it's sort of like you could say, again, it's past Third Road, right? Or past Sukhumvit, for that matter. But it's so easy to get here. And here's another thing, too, is that I got here, we were here last week. And the interesting thing was, it was like, okay, well, how come, there's no parking? Oh, yeah, everybody's checking out. Okay, awesome. And today I got here, and I would say the parking lot was like twice as full. Now, what I forgot, and hopefully you guys actually heard us mention it last week, was the fact that the thing that happened here yesterday, and arguably is kind of sort of continuing throughout the weekend, rather, is Kids' Day. Yes, we have Mother's Day, we have Father's Day, but in Thailand, they also have Children's Day. And so basically, Kids' Day was yesterday, and they had amazing things happening here. And I actually wish I could have been here, because I think like a lot of you potentially that come to Pattaya, you could probably either self-label or maybe label one of your friends as being a big kid. And while I may have been mistaken last time talking about the giant bucket that they have that fills up every 15 minutes with water, I may have embellished the volume of this bucket. I remember I said it was 500 gallons. And of course, Logan, who's more international than I am, immediately did a 2.2 calculation multiplication of that and said, so yeah, Mike, I'm thinking 1,200 liters. Probably not happening. Totally took the wind out of my sails. But again, at the end of the day, it would be really funny to be on those slides like the kids you can see there in the picture if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. So the neat thing is that they have stuff here, not just for the kids, right? Not just for the adults. It's for everything. It's for the family. It's totally awesome. And it's for guys like me and Logan and Diamond, who basically showed up, and me and Robbie as well that were here last weekend. We were able to have some really good food. So that was like really cool. Yeah, so Robbie makes the comment, out in the sticks of Suphanburi, and of course, 5G is epic here. Yeah, I know. I mean, it's almost like, you almost don't believe it. I don't know about you guys, but it's like I'm in the middle of nowhere, and here I have 5G. And arguably, a lot of people might even label where I am today. Oh my God, Mike, you're in the middle of nowhere. Well, not exactly. Where I am and hanging out here is near the world's largest bumper sticker of the spot.fm. Which is here at the Gems Mining, and easy to make your reservation at thegemspattaya.com. I was just wanting to see if you guys would like follow along at home with me on that one, so that would be pretty cool. If you would, I would appreciate it. One of the things that Gracie and I have sort of tried to find, and I'm sure I would argue probably a lot of you guys do the same thing, after you've done a whole lot of touristing things, right, is you find a place that is not as touristy or is away from sort of like all of the touristy stuff. And that's kind of neat. I do want to say thank you to, thanks, Logan. Yeah. So the conversion, basically, of the mighty Legacy, which is 300,000 baht a night, 8,500 USD. Now, again, it's like, oh my God, maybe you think that that's really expensive. Well, again, don't forget, it's got 5 basically master suites. There is one room that is enormous, and then the other ones are just enormous. And they have their own. Some of them have round beds, some of them have square beds, some of them have square tubs, some of them have round tubs. It's just amazing. But again, later on in the video, you're going to be seeing actually a video that Robbie made of the place. So that's going to be pretty fun. But again, what I'm talking about is retail price. And if you basically tell them, hey man, I heard about the Legacy at the Cool Kids table with Mike's and Johnny Cupcakes over at the spot, You're looking. You guys ever chew on ice? I used to do that, and then when we were kids, we would always joke around with people and be like, oh yeah, if you're chewing on ice, that means you're sexually frustrated. Which usually was a comment by someone who was, well, sexually frustrated. You know, so I'm like, hey, you might want to look in the mirror at that, buddy. You know, so anyway. But that's just my little bit of, that's just my little bit of relationship advice that I thought I'd drop on you guys here for a Sunday morning. The 14th of January 2024. And again, I do want to say congratulations to any of you, quite frankly, that made a New Year's resolution or made a commitment to yourself, your family, or others, and you were going to change potentially to something better. You were going to do something better, potentially get something negative out of your life or whatever. But more specifically, to my very good friend and who always seems to come by the live stream, Joe, I really want to say congratulations on 14 days in a row, I believe, of not smoking. So that's well-rounded if you see him in the chat there. And I want to also get to, I see. Okay, so Ryan, our buddy Eat Out Pattaya, who will be back here on, remind me, Ryan, I'm going to say like around the 20th, 25th of January. But he's off the ship, so he's got good internet where he is. So that's like pretty awesome. We actually have excellent internet. I don't know about you guys, but when I go to a resort, and especially if I go to a resort that arguably is supposed to be 5-star and expensive and like, you know, they have all the appointments, if the internet is lousy, I'm pretty disappointed because that's just kind of the guy that I am. And I will tell you that here, first of all, we got great internet service, meaning that I spoke with the IT guys and I said, hey, we're going to be doing a live broadcast. Like, you know, can you get it? And within minutes, we had it. And those guys were great. Last week, I believe I'm going to pronounce his name as correctly as I can, but I believe it's Kun Tun, and Tun is the guy who's basically in charge of IT here, and therefore he is my new best friend. The sound you're hearing behind me is this gorgeous pool. And the neat thing is that you come in, you open all the doors, and of course, if you know me, then you know, of course, I open all the doors, and what do? I turn the air conditioning wide on. So I have the air conditioning going, and I have the doors wide open, and I couldn't be happier. 99, thank you for coming by. He says, what's up, gentlemen? Not too much, man. Glad to have you along for the ride. Glad you're here. Glad you're watching. Hopefully you're watching on the spot. And don't forget to hit the like button. Retired too early. Thank you for that comment, my friend. I really appreciate it. That's really cool. My name is Mike's, and we are broadcasting live on 95 FM The Spot, as well as thespot.fm and Bangkok.fm. One of the things that you may not know about if you're living up in Bangkok, which Gracie and I did not know when we were living up in Bangkok, is that there are places that are absolutely amazing. They're safe, they're secure, they're secluded, and they reek of luxury. That is like a thing here in Thailand. And gratefully, I would submit that we're at one of the best certainly in Pattaya. I haven't been to the whole country. For all I know, there's this like amazing place that looks like Casablanca that's up in northern Thailand. I'm not sure. But the interesting thing about this is that, well, it's super easy to get to if you know how to get here, right? One of those things. So the easiest thing for you guys to do, first of all, always, I want to burn it into your brain, thegemspattaya.com. Check that out. You'll get the best deals. I believe they actually gave me a special discount code, which is SPOT40, SPOT40. I believe that SPOT40 is a code that you can use there, and you can get 40% off your rooms. I don't know if that includes legacy, but I would argue that if you said, hey, so I kind of want to rent the legacy, the 5-bedroom house with a butler and a chef for 2 weeks, I'm sure if you lob that over the net, they'd probably give you an amazing volume discount. Robbie's making a suggestion for me that will involve my clothes getting kind of wet, which will be kind of interesting, but I don't know. 10 peeps in the chat and only 4 likes. My goodness, let's hit the like button. Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate you saying that. Joe has thrown up the website for this place, thegemspattaya.com. Thank you so much. I really, really, really appreciate that. And 99 says, no autographs, please. Yeah, no worries, dude. I know exactly what you mean. The paparazzi they follow me everywhere, right? For sure. If you guys are watching online and you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube, what would really would do me a huge favor, just go to the Spot Thailand At the Spot Thailand is basically what it is for all of our socials. But if you go to youtube.com/at the Spot Thailand, like us, please. That would be awesome. My ego, as you know, is fragile, but that would be really helpful. So Robbie's making the comment, Mike's, are you going to demo the pool? Am I jumping in? Well, so here's the funny thing, right? So as you can see, again, right behind me, right, you've got this amazing bumper sticker. It may or may not be here when you're here. Likely doubtful. But basically, that's what I'm sitting right in front of, right? So we're setting this thing up, and I'm looking down, and I'm thinking, man, this is like really close. And in fact, I even like put this microphone down there so you can basically hear the sound of the bubbling pool, meaning you can hear the amazing fountain. And I don't know about you guys, but I find that to be totally relaxing. So if mid-broadcast I fall asleep and fall over, you'll know why, because I've got way too much fountain going on. But I almost dropped my microphone in the water, right? And so I'm like, oh, okay, I got to make sure. And then I'm like setting up, probably I'm not here 5 minutes. I dropped my headphones on the ground, and they like bounced, and I was like, okay, it's within about a meter. They didn't like hit the thing. So with any luck, if I get up off of this amazing table, how thick would you say this table is? And of course, I know you're going to give it to me in centimeters, because 3 inches. Wow. When did you dude, that's awesome. For all of you people not watching in the United States, that is approximately 10 centimeters. Ta-da! Winna. So, yeah, very thick. And this is something that I've noticed around here. So the bench that I'm sitting on, equally, probably about 10 centimeters. And I don't know what kind of wood. It's some type of hardwood, potentially oak. That would be an interesting thing to see if you could use, what is it, Google Lens? You take a picture of something and basically Google it, and then from the picture it tells you what it's made out of. Anyway, long story short, which of course is the story of my life, the pool behind me is quite close. So while I haven't planned on demoing the pool, because of course my vanity won't let me show you guys my tummy, with any luck I will not fall in. And so, but stay tuned for the end of the broadcast in case I decide to throw my bikini on just to make Jason from Asia Unscripted happy and take a dip. Take a little skinny dip. Tired too early. One hell of a guy and handsome too. Why? Oh, wait, so let me guess, Ryan, that's your secondary channel? It could be, yeah. Chris, thank you for stopping by from Brisbane, if you know Chris across the planet. Chris was my absolute buddy for the longest time now, but also the guy that we were doing the 24-hour live stream-ish over New Year's Eve. We went ish. We both sort of acknowledged the fact that about 8 hours into the broadcast, we were both over the age of 55. And was like, well, it's not like if I get my beauty sleep, I don't become beautiful. But nonetheless, we tried to do it, and we had a ton of fun. Yeah, exactly. So that's an interesting comment. So Chris says they may empty the pool if I jump into it. Yeah, well, that like you guys have always been told as kids, right? If I go in there and the water will turn blue if I do a certain unadult thing, if I'm like a child, potentially. So anyway, thank you so much for listening if you are at 95 FM. I know that this is a little bit of a departure from what is arguably, in air quotes, normal on 95 FM The Spot, but what I want to make sure is that you guys who are driving around here, you're in a Bolt or a Grab or something, and you listen to the radio station, you can very easily come here to absolute luxury, have a ton of security, have a ton of privacy over here at thegemspattia.com. And there's I think we need donations to see Mike's enter the pool. Gee, where did that come from? I'm looking down and I'm like, what kind of a weird person would have the name host as their YouTube channel? Yeah, well, guess what? Logan is actually starting to earn his keep over here. We're doing a little bit of input, so that would be kind of interesting. Now, to be fair, any donations that you guys give, they go to buying smoothies for Gracie and I. Initially, they were going to go to basically us buying a new studio. But I made the executive decision a while ago that, you know what, it'd be a lot more fun to leech off of other people that have really awesome rooms with pools in them to be our studio than for us to build a whole new one. So anyway, we're broadcasting live here from the Gems Pattaya. And why are we doing this? Okay, so a while ago, Gracie and I, we moved down to Jomtien and Jomtien Beach. And then just through a series of events, right, that I really didn't sort of plan, I ended up meeting some really cool people. And, you know, they're bright. They've been here a while. They're not, you know, sort of into the they're not at all actually into the sort of the bar scene, which arguably is what you get when you Google the word Pattaya or put it in YouTube. But I think it's important to make the note that there is so much more to Pattaya than Beach Road. There's so much more to Pattaya than Soi 6, Soi 7, and all that. That's totally there. But man, the minute you like get off the beach, you know, quite frankly, if you get off Pattaya Beach and you go down to Jomtien Beach, the feeling is even more different. And shameless plug to our buddy Steve over there, who's got the Wombat and Kiwi bar right there on Jomtien Beach. If you want to go over to Jomtien Beach and have a good hamburger, I recommend you go to Wombat and Kiwi Bar. They're pretty cool. They're right near Soi 9. And it's a cool place to hang out, watch sunset, have a beer, or whatever you want to do, and you know, just kind of hang out and have some, like, really cool food. Robbie, on the other hand, he makes the comment, Soi 6-1. He just throws it right there over the net. Robbie's a big fan of that place, and that's all I'm going to say for the moment. If Robbie wants to make full motion video to prove that he was there and had a, in air quotes, good time, then no worries. But so one of the other things that I threw it up on my Facebook, actually, which was like, so what are you going to do potentially differently? Not necessarily something that's bad that you're getting rid of or something good that you believe you're going to introduce. But again, it's only January 14th, right? So we can still sort of talk about the fact that, like, look, dude, it's 2024. It's the beginning of 2024. And so, you know, what are you doing to change? Now, again, I think Joe's back there in Florida. But I also saw a couple of guys watching or commenting here from Bangkok. So I wanted to remind them that, you know, there's so much luxury down here in Pattaya. That's the short answer. But also that if you're making these changes, right? So, like, I mean, Joe quit smoking. And one could argue that a lot of people on January 1st, sometimes if they roll into January 2nd, they wake up with a world-class hangover and they're like, you know what, dude, I'm going to change my life. I'm never drinking again. I can't tell you how many times I said that and then drank again. But as you guys know, I'm a teetotaler, and so therefore Coke Zero is the choice for the day. But Joe, seriously, congratulations on not smoking for 2 weeks, dude. That's huge. I find that to be something of wild success and something to celebrate. Speaking of celebrating, Joe, when you come here, you definitely have to check out this place. Okay, so where am I? I am at this what's called the Ruby Room. Now, if you were to go on, say, Agoda or something like that, you would see that this room, the specific room with 3 bedrooms, and so basically there's 2 bedrooms on this side, and then there's the master suite on this side. You open up these, it's totally outdoor living, and obviously you can't see this on the radio, but pretty much what I'm describing is you walk into a place, in the center of the room is this amazing pool. I would have to say it is probably 10 meters long. Is that fairly accurate? Yeah. So about 10 meters long, and so then we'll go with about 5 meters wide, right? And it's got like these bubble jets at the one end, which makes it sound fantastic, but it also makes you able to like chill out. So you can get to that basically from either side. You can totally come in from the master suite, or you can come in from the 2 bedrooms over here. So it's a 3-bedroom suite, right? And it's got a pool in it. And then behind the magic spot bumper sticker, if you guys were to walk back there, then you can get into this giant river. And so it's called the Ruby Room. So the tile is like all red. It's totally cool, dude. Absolutely. And it's just under a meter deep. So, meaning the kids can go there, and there's a high likelihood that they will be safe. So don't worry about that. So when Gracie and I were thinking about moving down here, you know, we were considering, like, you know, where are we going to live? So we would come down here and we'd stay a few nights, you know, that sort of thing. And we found that Jomtien Beach was actually pretty cool. Now, here's a place, here's something that I only discovered recently, is that there's this thing called Na Jomtien. Now, sorry, not a thing, it's a location called Na Jomtien. Now, a lot of you guys potentially have heard of Naklua, okay? So there's basically like Pattaya North Road, and sort of north of that, if you will, that's Naklua. And the Sanctuary of Truth is pretty much up there. There's also an amazing hotel up there called Space. That's pretty neat. But basically, from the Dolphin Roundabout north, it's kind of the Naklua area. And then I recently found out about this area called Na Jomtien, which I believe technically is from about Soi 16 soy 19, because you know what's at soy 16, conveniently enough, is the 1669 restaurant and the big market where we've done our live broadcast before. Check them out, 1669, totally awesome view from the second floor. And if you're looking for another thing to remind you of it, it's actually where Lucas from Ride for Kicks about 3 weeks ago had a meet and greet. It had like coffee and donuts and stuff in the morning. We broadcast live from there. So that was kind of fun. However, back to Na Jomtien. So Soy 19 and south on Jomtien Beach Road, or Jomtien Beach. But south of that is basically what's considered Na Jomtien. Now, Gracie and I, we had the opportunity, because I'm part of, one of these like points programs, right? So I'm part of Marriott Bonvoy. And so therefore I get like 1 or 2 or 3, or I don't even know how many free room nights a year. But it's one of those things like, you use it or it goes away. So I'm like, all right, well, we're not going to waste that. Anyway, so we went down to Renaissance down there, which is not that far down Sukhumvit, and then you go back into like towards the beach. And then, so you get to Renaissance right from Sukhumvit, and the minute you enter, then the whole property basically extends from Sukhumvit all the way down to the beach. And it's totally awesome, and it's a Marriott property and a Marriott brand. Now, why in the world would I bring that up, right? Like if I'm at this other place called Gems Mining, Pattaya. Well, the main reason is because one of the things that a buddy of mine just reminded me is, there are these points things, and you can become part of Southwest Airlines or United or all these, groups and everything. But the cool thing about here, honestly, is the fact that like you can become part of their cool kids table. Super easy to do. You just go to the gemspattaya.com. Go to the gemspattaya.com, and probably if you do nothing, there'll be a thing that like pops up. And here's why I like it. They don't spam me. I think I've gotten literally like 2 emails that were like, hey, thanks for joining, but then also here's a cool special we got coming up. Not the least of which is 40% off all rooms while you're here, and then a bunch of good food while you're here. You can hang out at the pool. So it's been really neat. So Gracie and I, we were hanging out here. We found this like Na Jomtien place, and it's gotta be one of the neatest sort of things that you don't know about, right? And so I just wanted to invite you guys, especially those that were listening up in Bangkok on likely Bangkok.fm, but also might be listening on the Spot.fm, to do me a favor, guys. Go to the Spot.fm, download our app, and install that, and then that gives you the ability to listen to Bangkok.fm or BKK.fm if you're really into rock, which I know Joe is, or the Spot. And of course, if you're cruising around in Pattaya, then absolutely you're listening on 95 FM, which is our mighty 60-meter tall, 500,000 milliwatt flamethrower. If you guys know math, you can probably extrapolate where I'm going with that. Ryan likes to label me and saying that I decided on Jomtien with the rest of the AARP contingent. And I can tell you right now that it's a lot louder than what I would anticipate the AARP having a party with. They definitely don't minimize the amount of fireworks that occur down there, actually. So that sort of thing. Thank you for throwing up the website there. Logan, appreciate it. Yeah, you guys, don't forget, the Spot.fm is the easiest thing to do. And then that way you can get to basically any of our stations. And if you don't know, those of you that know me, you know that I'm a radio guy. I'm a media guy. And so basically what I'm building is the Spot Media Group. And so therefore there's 95 FM, there's the Spot.fm, and then recently, of course, there's Bangkok.fm. But again, back to the question of 2024. So, like, what have you guys decided to potentially do? And I know that, like, just jokingly, right? I think someone mentioned that they're, I'm quitting smoking, but then, of course, everyone calls me a quitter, right? I mean, it's like, you ever see those T-shirts? I quit drinking. I'm not going to quit drinking because AA is for quitters, right? It's like, okay, right, I get it. But there are solutions like that, of course. But then there's the ones that you like try doing yourself. And I don't know about you, but I think a lot of people. I have like probably 4 or 5 friends over the course of the beginning of this year, and they've made comments to me like, "Oh, I'm going to do this better. Or I'm going to do this." It's all sort of like about self-care, right? So anyway, the opportunities that I'm seeing, quite frankly, in 2024. Are pretty awesome. Thanks, cool. Joe, thanks for signing up to be a member on the gemspattaya.com. I think it's pretty cool. I mean, you know, we're in media, right? So I've had the opportunity to meet the director of market, obviously the general manager, Rob, awesome guy. But he also introduced me to his director of marketing, Kun Afu, and also the director of sales, Sammy. She's totally awesome. But I do have to say a huge shout out to Kun Mei Kap Kumakap, because Kun Mei has so hooked us up with so much. She's like, oh yeah, let me call this guy, or let me do this, or let me do a tour. She's actually the one that gave Robbie the tour, the Legacy video you'll be seeing in a little bit. And so, but that's cool. Thanks a lot for signing up, Joe. I really appreciate it. Robbie mentions something that actually he and I have talked about for a while, which is thoughts on a spot meetup for 2024. Now, one of the reasons that Lucas, a good friend of me, of Robbie, a good friend of the channel, one of the reasons that he has or had his meetup when he did is because, you know, I mean, there's a lot of people that watch his channel, right? I mean, he makes a video, you get like 15, 20,000 views, but also, that was just the cough button, ladies and gentlemen. But also, he has 75,000 subscribers, right? And he mentioned to me that a lot of people will say to him, he'll be like, oh, look, dude, you know, I mean, everyone wants to meet up. And when it's low season and there's like only 1 or 2 people here, I totally have time to do it. And I can hang out with them and it's awesome. And I ran into this problem too when I was doing YouTube videos a long time ago. And then I just basically stopped doing that because I wanted to do the radio thing once COVID sort of showed up. And so to have a meetup is totally an awesome idea as far as I'm concerned, because, you know, as you guys know, I'm really shy and I don't like people, so it's tough. I get out of my comfort zone by hanging out with you. But the neat thing about it is that I'll just say for myself, I get to meet you guys that I normally wouldn't meet. And that is just an honor. And, but we want to do it when I guess arguably we could get the most people. So back to sort of what Lucas was doing, I don't know if the best time to do it is like high season, if you will, because one could argue that we're technically still in high season here in Pattaya. I mean, it's only the 14th of January, right? And arguably, if you're on Beach Road in Pattaya during, you know, a few nights of the week or whatever, yeah, it's still sort of high season-y there. But it is much less high season-y in Jomtien Beach right now, which is, again, kind of nice because I'm a member of AARP. Right, Ryan? Eating out Pattaya, no judgment. But yeah, no, that's a good point, Robbie. It's like, when should we have something in 2024, or how should we have something? Like, for example, should we rent out Legacy for, you know, 300,000 baht a night, have 50 of you guys over, and then basically the 5 couples that get the, you know, they get the most points, right? We could let them stay over. So that might be kind of fun. That would be a very interesting meetup. It would be the infamous 24-hour meetup. So I suppose we could do a 24-hour live stream, right? That would be really cool. Ryan naturally making this suggestion, you're not doing a spot meetup. It will end up on Soy 6. Only if Robbie is in charge of it. That's kind of like, oh, yeah, no, honey, I'm going to have a great, I'm going to have a wonderful bachelor party. But then when you say, but my buddy Robbie is in charge of it, then that is absolutely bad news. Are you hearing me cough, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully, especially if you're listening on 95 FM The Spot, because you can be like, oh, my God, your cough, Mike. It sounds exactly like Johnny Cupcakes. Yes, we're twins. He just doesn't wear cool shirts like I do. Hello from a cold paradise. Glad you came by and said hello on Facebook. Thanks so much. If you would, please go over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/@thespot Thailand. And give us a like, give us a subscribe, won't you? And also, as you know, as I'm hanging out here, right? Please go to thegemspataya.com. Those guys are like really, really cool. I really appreciate the fact that they're hosting us. And it's really sort of neat to be here. The interesting thing about this, and actually not just this place, but a lot of places, let's say, a lot of places in Pattaya. I don't find this so much in Bangkok, but in Pattaya, so many things are word of mouth. Like me and, okay, so I have a friend, and he has basically a publication. And it's in multiple places. So Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Pattaya, Hua Hin, Bangkok, so big tourist places, right? And he sends me a message the other day, because, I'm in radio, right? And he says, what do you guys use for like a single point of success, if you will, for all of the events that are happening in the city? And one of the things that I always say is I'm so frustrated because there is no single point of success for that. You have to like Google things, or you have to look it up on Facebook, and then you can still never get. A lot of times, I'll give you a great example. So last Friday, cruising down Beach Road in Jomtien on a BAHT bus, and I look over, and there's another jet ski festival. Yeah, I know. So he just gives me the whole dog tilting his head sideways kind of thing. Because I had absolutely no idea. It's Thursday, and I'm driving down. They get this giant banner, Friday through Sunday, there's going to be this jet ski festival. Yeah. Totally confused puppy. And so I was like, this is an example of one of these things. So it's very frustrating, right, that it's so like word of mouth. Now, again, I can't boil the ocean, but what I hope we're going to be able to do, and hopefully we're going to be able to like add value here, because I kind of wake up in the morning and be like, okay, how can I add value? And a lot of times the only way I'm able to do that on a single day is to make Gracie smile. And guess what? That's just good enough. Speaking of which, Joe, if you're still watching, I want to let you know that especially every time that Robbie isn't here, but even when he is here, she sits in near my heart. But I have my Joe commissioned Gracie doll, basically, the knit of Jib, my friend, my very, very good friend, Dana, and his wife Jib. Jib knits, and so therefore Jib knit me a little yarn person, which is my Gracie. So she kind of hangs out with me no matter what, which is kind of neat. But Joe, once again, thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. And one of Joe's suggestion is do it during Songkran. Now, naturally, the question I have for you, Joe, is that mean you're going to be here during Songkran? Because I know that, and Robbie concurs, he believes that that's a good idea. I know that, it is a popular time to come. That said, my experience with people who live here permanently is many of them either don't go out because of all the water and nonsense, or they literally leave the country. Like, I have buddies, when I first started coming here, I was like, oh my God, what's Songkran all about? I got to go and check it out. And I think a lot of you guys do that. I know for a fact that, like, Robbie did that. I got to check out what's it going to happen? What's going to be there? What the heck is this Songkran thing? I've seen video on YouTube, but what does it really mean? And it's a giant water festival. The problem is that sometimes the water is literally ice cold in a giant bucket with huge buckets of ice, huge cubes of ice, and it's freezing. And then a whole bunch of drunk people will like throw the water on you. So not exactly, the party that I want. It's cool for some people. And again, to be fair, the first time I did it, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then when it was over, I'm like, okay, I'm never doing that again, right? And I have a lot of friends that would like rent me their condo because they're like, dude, I'm not even going to be in town. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to Cambodia. And I say all that because there's a possibility that even if we did it during Songkran, that there simply wouldn't be enough people here around. So that would be, that could be kind of a drag. And then Robbie actually brings up another interesting point, which is the food at the Gems is epic. Eat Out Pattaya would be a good place for you to visit, and reasonably priced too. I will completely agree. Now, arguably, a lot of you guys are like, oh my God, $8,500 a night or whatever. But again, you got to remember, I was talking about the one and only, quite frankly, 6-story house with 5 bedrooms and all of this. I mean, it's supposed to be over the top opulent. And the rooms here, though, are like fairly reasonably priced. And again, don't forget, Spot 40, throw that into thegemspattaya.com when you're making your reservation, you get 40% off. Why? Because you're so cool, because you're at the cool kids table. But I agree, the food here is really no more expensive than anywhere else, but it's actually quite good, and that's neat. The atmosphere is good. The waiters and waitresses and the staff, the chef is really cool. Yeah, it was really neat. Hello, Richard Martin. Thank you for checking in on YouTube. I appreciate it. It's always great for you and any one of you guys to come by. And again, if you would do me a favor, if you are watching on a channel other than youtube.com, The Spot Thailand, or basically it's youtube.com/@The-Spot Thailand. If you guys are not watching on that, do me a favor, go over there, give us a like, and because what we're going to do, actually, the majority of the comments, or certainly sometimes contests and that sort of thing that we're going to do. We're going to be doing it on the Spot Thailand, our YouTube channel. And of course, if you're listening in the app, listening to the spot.fm in the app, or on 95 FM driving around in Pattaya, thank you so much. And if you are driving around in Pattaya and you're listening and you're potentially like, okay, what is the deal? Why is this Johnny Cupcake sound-alike guy talking all about this thing? Is that this place that he's at, which is the Gems Mining Pool Villas in Pattaya, well, mainly because it's like really cool. And I thought, okay, are we going to have our own studio like in a warehouse, or is it going to be somewhere on the beach, or is it going to be... And I said, no, actually, you know what we should do is we should actually do a mobile broadcast studio. And so that's basically what this is. I show up, I get this awesome sauce behind me, which is the pool here, and I get a pool villa. I got a giant room on one side. I got 2 smaller rooms, which are not small, on the other side. So I get this, this 3-bedroom suite, which is like really cool. And it's got its own pool. And then behind the pool, there's a river. So it's like, my goodness, what could possibly go wrong? So... Rick, thank you for coming by. Hey, Mike, that place looks really nice, he says. Yeah, I agreed, man. And here's the thing. We're going to have some video coming up about, like, the outside, right? Because obviously I'm inside here. I'm a little bit limited with, like, the mobile cameras I can do. I'm going to try to do something on my GoPro a little later. But, yes, Thailand has palm trees. And they have a lot of green and that sort of thing. And, yes, we're in the tropics. But the way that they've designed this place, and again, you might be saying, why the heck is it called the Gems Mining, right? Well, so what they did is they decided to sort of take a theme, if you will. You know how like places have themes, especially the sort of 5-star places? So the theme here is mining, right? And so therefore, they're dealing with gems. And so you can see behind me probably that in the river right over there, right behind this lovely pool, it's all red, right? So this is sort of the red ruby theme. And then they have the topaz theme. And it's just really pretty awesome. But the neat thing is that you're like, okay, well, I'm here by myself, Mike. I don't need a 3-bedroom, but I want my own pool, right? You can get these places. I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there right now. You can get these places for less than 5,000 baht on the OTAs, or go to the Gems Mining. Go to the gemspattaya.com. Go to the gemspattaya.com and get yourself a room there, because that's where literally you're going to get the best deals. And again, use the code SPOT40. And guess what the 40 stands for? Well, that sounds for 40% off. Oh. Which I think is really cool. Because I will tell you that the appointments that you get here, the experience that you have here, the pool that you have here, basically right outside of your bedroom, at that price, I would argue you're not going to really be distracted, And it's pretty. They have 1-bedroom places. And the other nice thing is if you're like, okay, but I would never use a pool, No worries. They have rooms that are like right on the pool, which is the giant pool that they have here, which is where we broadcast from last week. And we will probably be broadcasting again because I liked it a lot. And again, I prefer to go to places that provide us with a studio versus doing, having to basically build our own. And so Castaways is actually a really interesting restaurant. And I want to thank a buddy of mine for actually saying that he and his girlfriend are here, or his friend actually, are over there at Castaways. So Castaways is the restaurant here. And you can come, whether you're staying at the hotel, I mean, you can't just like barge into my room here, which is Ruby 503, in case you're in the mood to barge into rooms. But if you're over at Castaways, they have really cool food. And the atmosphere is great. They have this giant TV, and it like looks like a giant fishbowl. It's totally awesome. But Castaways is pretty cool. And they'll have events here occasionally for that. And they will have, I got to tell you this story. So we're hanging out at the pool, and I look in the pool, and I'm like, why are there no kids in the pool? It's like really warm out. And then I realized that the reason is because all the kids are hanging out, and they're in line to get free cotton candy. They make cotton candy on site, and they're giving it to the kids. And what can go wrong by giving kids pure sugar in the middle of the afternoon and some beverages with like caffeine in it or something like that? I mean, that's just win-win. That just reeks of win-win. So I think the neat thing is that there's so much here for you. And again, thank you very much thanks a lot for letting me know that you're over there, because I'm definitely going to come over and then hang out with you guys and hang out later, because I dig the food over there too. Now, the neat thing is that what I've been able to do a lot of times is I've been able to introduce my friends to this place, and then we've met here and just hung out. If you're in the mood to just like chill out by a pool and have a DJ there for you, not me, but a much better looking one that actually wears really cool Doc Martens. She's here on Fridays, and from Friday till about I want to say from 5 p.m. till 9 p.m., she's a really cool DJ, and she spins for about 4 hours right there at the pool. It's like totally awesome. So Mariano just stopped by. Dude, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's always good to see Mariano. Mariano is also now down in Jomtien Beach and hanging out at the cool kids table. Thank you very much, Logan. I appreciate it. He just replenished my Coke Zero habit. I know guys that actually gave up Coke Zero for New Year's. And I thought, why in the world would you do that? But I get it. I mean, let's face it. It's not like, again, it's not pure sugar, right? So, of course, I'm not going to get diabetes, but it's got other junk in it. So, apparently, I'm going to get something's going to happen to me. I don't know what it's going to be. But I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate you saying hello in the chat. That's what's really neat. Again, this is the Cool Kids Table. Now, the Cool Kids Table is mobile. And if you guys are listening online, thank you so much. Do me a favor, if you haven't done so already, go to the spot.fm, download our app, because not only can you listen to the Spot in there anywhere in the world, but you can also listen to our new station, the one that I picked up a few months ago and then went really pretty much live January 1st, Bangkok.fm. I'm actually really proud of Bangkok.fm, because one of the things that I believe that a lot of people in Bangkok need is information or the nudge to come down here to Pattaya. And I'll tell you, I think that actually happened this weekend, because as mentioned, right, so we have, like, of course, Mother's Day and Father's Day. Well, they have Children's Day here. And so yesterday was Kids' Day here at the mighty Gems Mining Pool Villas in Pattaya. And so that was pretty neat. They had a really great celebration for the kids, and because of that, there's a lot more cars here. So kudos to the family. That's like really cool. And then when they stayed here, I just want to let you guys know that one of the things that they were able to do is they were able to get 40% off. Crazy, right? I know. You're saying, oh my God, Mike, how is that even possible? Well, let me just tell you one last time. Well, maybe not one last time. But if you go to thegemspataya.com, you're going to be able to get 40% off. You can put in the code SPOT40, and then that will change your life. So Joe asks a very good question. So I like Ryan's comment. He says that drinking too much Coke Zero will turn your shirt different colors. Well, spoiler alert, guess what must have happened to me? I can't even imagine. But now, here I am, being a 1 week millionaire here at the Gems Pattaya. But yeah, I agree. I think that's actually one of the side effects of too much Coke Zero. Good point. Joe asks about what happened to the 100. When I started streaming for some reason live when it was COVID and basically all of us YouTubers had nothing else to do, I was drinking this stuff called 100, and I don't really know if that's the full name of it, but it's like, it's in plastic bottles, and you can get it at 7-Eleven or Lotus or that sort of thing, Big C. And it was really, really, really tasty. And then they stopped importing it into Thailand. So there used to be two flavors. Basically, there were two flavors, white flavor and yellow flavor. Now, the yellow flavor arguably is kind of like Mountain Dew sort of thing, but I don't believe there's that much caffeine in it, because if there is, then no wonder my shirt turned color, because I had way too much caffeine. Oh, okay. So, so that's an interesting thing. So Joe, I don't know if he was doing this purposely, but he just wrote up the word there, drink, as one of the comments. And one of the things, how you doing? So actually, I know she's really shy and she won't want to come on camera, but I do want to say Kap Kun Makap to Kuna Fu, who is the director of marketing here at the Gems Pattaya. And one of the other reasons than the fact that she's really cool and you give us like this totally awesome room, so thanks a lot. But she also has some great suggestions on where to hang out in Pattaya. Specifically, this thing called the Darkness Bar. Okay, so I'm sitting here, we're having like a business meeting and like, we're really appropriate. She dresses like a total supermodel. And I'm sitting there and she goes, oh, you should check out this bar called the Darkness Bar in Pattaya. And I'm like, whoa, what? What is going to happen there? Like dark, I'm like, okay. So then I tell my buddies, I'm like, hey, dude, I got a recommendation for this place. It's called the Darkness Bar. Like the cheapest drink is like 400 baht or something. It's supposed to be totally cool. Let's go check it out. Great, awesome. So Robbie and Logan cruise over there on their bikes and they get Google Maps, right? And they're like, and you're there. And you're literally like standing on Second Road and you like look at this, basically this place that isn't even there, right? And there's like these old washing machines on the sidewalk, right? But the key is there's this giant wall that's covered in like newspaper. So you're like, what is, so I have a few guests in the studio, but they're just standing. We have 3 massive beds. If you feel like taking a nap, you can do that. Yeah. I'm sure the housekeeping wouldn't mind at all. In fact, do me a favor, stand on that king-size bed and jump up and down 13 times and tell me what happens. That's how you truly test if it's 5-star. Because if that's the case and you can do it 13 times, you're golden. Anything below 10, you're looking at like 2.5, 3-star experience. But oh no, luckily, we're here at thegemspottia.com and you can jump on the beds 13 times. So let's do that. No, seriously. So we go over to this place, and I totally want to shout her out because she was it was a great thing. Because one of the things happens, right? So you come here, and you're at this location. I mean, you are on location. You are in a very sort of exclusive, while inclusive. I mean, at the end of the day, like anyone can get here, right? So that's not a big deal. But you're by yourself, and you got a lot of privacy. Where I'm at right now, thank goodness for the neighbors, because I don't own an indoor voice. Is that we're in a pool villa, which means there's a wall on one side and there's a wall on the other side, and then there's space between me and the people next to us that probably want to sleep. But they're actually getting a good night's sleep, which is nice. I'm a fan of that. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, if you ever, like, grew up in a single-family home or something like that, and that was sort of your default setting, and then you, like, move to a condo or you move to an apartment or something like that, and then you got to share a wall with somebody, and you're like, oh my God, the guy next door, he's like, he talks really loud. Like, I don't know what's going on. I'm that guy. So it's best for me to be kind of isolated like this. But again, this is like the mobile broadcast studio. So thanks for the free studio. And I don't know if I'm going to take Robbie up on his suggestion. I will tell you that I consciously did not go for a swim behind me, even though I'm quite close to the pool. So I'm not sure whether that's going to be happen later, but again, thank you so much for putting that out there. But the spot is going to offer you guys an amazing deal. See you guys. Have an amazing morning. Thank you for coming by. If you guys want to come by, feel free. Just throw it in Google, right? The Gems Mining Pattaya, and that'll get you here. And then you can go over to Castaways. You can go have a good one. One of the things that I did want to say, actually, is a lovely young lady that stopped by just now. Her name is Luck. And you may or may not have heard her commercials on the spot. But it's a really cool place, Cafe de Puro. And Cafe de Puro is this cool little restaurant. It's like right on the other side of Sukhumvit. And a lot of things, oh my God, Mike, it's so far. But again, that's the point to sort of like this broadcast. It's the point to us having a radio station. It's the point to me having a big mouth and using it, is that like, dude, Pattaya is so much more than just Beach Road and Second Road and that sort of thing in Bukau. Go across Sukhumvit, and it's literally another 1-minute drive. And go across Sukhumvit where? Go across Sukhumvit at Tepasit Road. If you go across there, then on your right, as you go there, you'll be able to see that really cool person that just stopped by, her name is Luck. She's the owner of Cafe de Puro. And make sure you say hi to her. Okay, so I got distracted, but we're going to continue the story about Darkness Bar. So Darkness Bar, it's got essentially no signage, and the entire wall is like, it's as if they like just glued old newspaper on this wall, and you can barely see like this silver handle on the door. And so, but the greatest thing, and then Robbie, thank you, because I get there a little later. I can't find this place. I'm like, what's the thing? And I'm thinking, oh man, a foo. She like totally, oh yeah, Mike, there's this great bar. She sends me over there. I'm gonna get lost and never find it, right? So I go over there. So anyway, Robbie, again, to his credit, he just sends me a message. He goes, look for the newspaper. And I'm like, okay. Because again, it's not like they sell newspaper anymore. And but there's newspaper all over the wall. So I open the door and I look at it, and there's him and Robbie and Logan and Kitty sitting at this bar, and it's literally dark inside. So it's like the darkness, right? And this is the infamous, like, mixologist, totally hip, totally cool. Reason I tell you this story is because it's actually got a little bit of a feel similar to here. So if you're into that, like going to a speakeasy, right? And you feel like you're in like 1920 or 1930. Well, by 1930 you could drink. But back when there was prohibition, ladies and gentlemen, speakeasies were necessary. And so this is basically one of those places. But the cool thing, again, I heard about it from Afu. She's the director of marketing here. She's really great. The people that work here, honestly, I mean, they become friends, which is kind of neat. Because at the end of the day, if you guys don't know, so strangers are basically just friends I haven't met yet. But I've been able to make some really, really cool friends. And the thing about coming here has been interesting because it's been sort of a departure from the normal. Much like if you're listening on 95 FM right now, you're like, this is a little bit departure from the normal, Mike, like this is supposed to be music. Well, fear not. We'll be getting back to music at 95 FM, as well as Bangkok.fm quite shortly, but I did want to do this video and have the audio part of it go out to you guys, because I know if you're driving around in Pattaya right now, probably one of the things that you don't know about are places that are like off the freeway or places that are east of Sukhumvit or that sort of thing. And again, the Gems Mining Pool Villas, you throw that right into Google, or easily enough, go to thegemspattaya.com. Use the code SPOT40 and you're going to be getting an amazing discount, 40% off, which will be stellar. You can also get very similar deals, even if you don't use that code or if you forget it, but do. Burn into your brain, thegemspattaya.com. Or if you guys want to reach out, I know you're all part of the Cool Kids table, and so therefore you have my direct communication. So feel free to send me something, and absolutely I'll let you guys know. What does Rick say? The Darkness Bar on the dark side. You would think, right? But no. Darkness Bar, so it's super easy, right? Actually, so the Darkness Bar is right on 2nd Road in Pattaya, right across from Hard Rock. Everyone knows where Hard Rock is. So trust me, if you go there, I promise, it's the thing that you don't think is a thing. It's called the Darkness Bar, and it was really, really a cool experience. Indeed, it was awesome, is Robbie's comment. I completely agree with you. Oh, then visit the Castle Bar off 3rd Road. Why? So Ryan makes that comment. Is that not a good one? He's joking around. Logan is giving me the Mike, don't be an idiot arm. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. So just so you know, as the co-host, you have the ability to delete comments like that I don't know about. So feel free. You have the power, my friend, so that I don't look as equally stupid as I did just now. Lucky Cyrilak. I'm going to go with that being Luck from Cafe de Puro. She says hello. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm really glad you came by. It's great to see you, Luck. You have a wonderful place. And she plays the spot in there, actually, and I hope it's sounding really, really good. I know that we were having a bad signal there because of the internet and that sort of thing. But the good news, once again, right? So Pattaya, Thailand in general, 5G everywhere. So you can absolutely listen to the spot. Just go to thespot.fm and download the app, and you'll be able to listen to us everywhere. And again, if you're listening online, as you're cruising around Pattaya right now at 95 FM, I totally appreciate it. Check us out on Facebook, actually. 95 FM The Spot is our group. And you can find out happenings of Pattaya. Because again, as mentioned, that's been kind of the frustration is, you're living here, but you don't know exactly what's going on. So... so I definitely want to thank her for coming by, and I agree. Yeah, so Robbie actually cruised over to Cafe de Puro the other day, had a good meal, so that's great. And again, if you want to come down to the Gems Pattaya and check out their restaurant, Castaways, it's really cool. Something additionally, I will tell you, another option for you guys, starting in about a week or so, but let's say for the sake of argument, basically the beginning of February, there is a restaurant here because every time you stay here, you get free breakfast, right? It's included, right? And it's a giant buffet breakfast. It's amazing. It's got everything Western and Eastern and Asian and, everything you could ever want for breakfast. So it's like, well, they're not going to have French toast or pancakes. Yeah, they are. Well, they're not going to have fried rice. Of course, they're going to have rice, fruit, the whole thing. And and that's included with everyone when you come here. And it's in a restaurant that is amazing. There's like tons of huge wood beams and everything. And it's called The Tram. So the Tram is normally just open for breakfast, but starting in February, it's going to be open for dinner too. So that'll be neat. So this can be a destination to come and stay and relax and bring your kids or your friends or, your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever, or your whole family, because it's secluded and it's secure, of course, and it's very private and it's very luxurious. And so it's awesome. But if you just want to swing by here again, you can go to Castaways like for lunch or something like that. They're actually open from it's from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. So the whole day you can get breakfast, lunch, dinner, and everything. But the Tram is this really cool restaurant, and they have a stage there. They're going to have I think they said a trio. So I think that means percussion, guitarist, and I think a singer, but it might be two guitarists. I'm not sure. And so they're going to be starting that here at the easiest way to, sort of figure out when that's going to happen exactly, because unfortunately, I apologize, I don't know the exact date. But check this place out on Facebook, the Gems Mining Pool Villas. It's like, you can say that 10 times fast. The Gems Mining Pool Villas in Pattaya. Find them on Facebook. They do a great job of keeping you guys updated on what's going on here on their Facebook page. And they also have a Instagram page, and they update you guys with really, really cool photos, because that's basically what you get here is really cool photos. And and to be fair, just so you know, not every single room is going to have a giant spot bumper sticker in it. But oh yes, we absolutely have that now, because my ego is fragile, and I need that. I absolutely need that. Toby makes the comment, I live in the jungle and 5G is great. I would agree with you. I was up in basically farmland, so it was kind of like jungle, while at the same time it was like 7 rye. And, it was one of these, the very Thai house, right? So it was like up on stilts, a lot of teak, pretty old. And you would park your car underneath it, or they would, the workers that were doing some work there, like water tank and all that, they would come in and park underneath, and then occasionally they would do some work down there, like the laundry facility was underneath. And then there's all this land. Then I'm upstairs on the porch, and I look out, and there's this beautiful tower, because I'm a radio guy, so I love towers. This beautiful tower, maybe 2 kilometers away. And I do a speed test. It's like 300 down, and 300 up. It's just like, I love Thailand. Love 5G. Rick, the map to the darkness has been shared on the Spot Thailand, so that's cool. So if you're watching somewhere else, guys, and you want to cruise over to the Spot Thailand on YouTube, youtube.com/@the-Spot Thailand, or just type in the Spot Thailand in YouTube, then you can go to the chat there for this live stream. And during the rebroadcast, if you're not watching live right now, there'll be a link up there, a Google Maps link to the Darkness Bar, which is really neat. Also, I will say, I want to bring up Luck again, because she's such a wonderful person. And she says, thanks for coming to Cafe de Puro, Robbie, and she hopes to see him again soon. Cafe de Puro is one of these places, much like here, much like other places in Pattaya, that you're like, oh my God, I never knew that. I never knew there was another jet ski festival happening, right, kind of thing. And so what I believe we're trying to do is let you guys know about that. Let you guys know where to try some new stuff. And definitely, if you want to have breakfast, Cafe de Puro right there. It's simple, super easy. First of all, you just throw it into Google Maps, Cafe de Puro. But what the easiest thing to do is to remember is that it's basically at the corner of Sukhumvit and Tepisit. So if you were to go to Tepisit Night Market, right, you just sail past that thing, go all the way to Sukhumvit, take a left, take a quick right, and blam, you're there. And you're like, oh my God, I hate going across Sukhumvit. No worries, there's actually a stoplight there. Because trust me, I thought the same thing. I'm like, oh man, I really want to go meet this lady and I want to have breakfast, but it's going to be, no, super easy to get to. So anyway, Cafe de Puro, big shout out to those guys. They've been totally awesome for us. And I appreciate the hospitality that they've shown me, and also friends of the Cool Kids table that swing by. So if you don't know, my name is Mike's, and I just happen to be the owner of the brand new radio station here in town. It's called The Spot. It's at 95 FM, The Spot, and then also thespot.fm. Go to our website, download the brand new app, But if you are listening and you happen to be listening on Bangkok.fm, which is our news station up in the world's best city, and you guys want to know what to do, I highly encourage you. I know I might be a little biased today because, of course, I'd be giving this super awesome treatment for free. But if you're up in Bangkok and you're looking for something to do, this is a great thing to do. GemsPattaya.com. Just throw that in, make an amazing reservation, and super easy to get 40% off, by the way. So that'll be kind of cool. So we're at about, let's see what time. It's about 11:15. So what I want to do for you guys is I told you a little about this amazing place that like costs 300,000 baht a night, right? Like, oh my God, what does that mean? And so Robbie gratefully made a video about what was going on there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this and then I'll come back really quick. I'm probably going to narrate through quite a bit of it too. But what I want to do is I want to share with you guys this video of the place that is called Legacy. And so right here at Gems Mining, they have this, I'm going to say 5-story, but it's also got like a roof, right? So it's got this really cool like roof area where you can hang out and have parties with your buddies. But you can also, relax and chill out and that sort of thing. So Robbie made this really cool video. And with any luck, I am going to be able to play it here, and you guys will be able to hear it, and then I'll narrate a little bit. If it becomes confusing, like, oh my God, Mike, what the heck are you doing? Well, then it'll be really easy because I will just simply talk to it. So with any luck, I'll be able to hit play, and you guys will start hearing Robbie talk about the amazing place that we're at, which of course we know as thegemspattaya.com.
Well, go to thegemspattaya.com, check it out. Make sure you look on Google. You can see where it's located. But here's just a couple things to look at.
So what you guys are seeing there, actually, if you were watching, is the fact that he was like doing pan shots of the pool and everything, which was like totally cool. It's got this amazing pool, this giant bucket of water that like flows on you every time. And then we're going to sort of go right now. He's going to be getting into one of the many golf carts because it is so spacious here and they have such great customer service. They basically cruise around and drive you guys in a golf cart pretty much everywhere you want to go. And so Robbie was taken over to the Legacy.
Gems looks like Jurassic Park. Take a peek.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, Jurassic Park. So there's greenery everywhere. It's totally awesome. Again, the gemspattaya.com is what you guys are going to want to check out.
There, but let's take a look at a room.
So now they're going to go inside. You guys are going to see the entryway here to Ultimate in Luxury, which is called Legacy. You're going to meet the...
Cool, so we're just outside the Legacy Conceptual Residence, and you put on these slippers over here, doing the Thailand way. Kind of interesting. So yeah, this is the first class lobby. Beautiful.
So right now he's just showing you basically the bottom floor. So it's got restrooms, it's got locker rooms. There was a dining room there area. I swear some of the bathrooms are even bigger than like most condos, most of these new condos here in Pattaya.
Okay, so this area, that spot, that locker room I showed you is only for the people who have the Legacy. They're staying at the Legacy Suites here, and it has its own bathrooms and this whole onsen suites and shower rooms and all that kind of cool stuff. Let's take a closer look.
99 mentions it looks dope. Yes, it absolutely looks dope. What he's showing you now is the steam room, and then there's a waiting area, which is like totally awesome. It's got a dry sauna. It's got a steam room.
Here to Pattaya, Thailand, and get the first class experience. Get those super hot and cold pools. You kind of jump in one, jump at the other. There's a shower right there, outdoor shower. This is just beautiful.
So that's the whole onsen experience that they have. And again, this is all basically one house. You're looking at like 5 floors of living, and then the 6th floor being totally outside. Look at all this greenery. That's like going from one place to the next. It's totally awesome. And again, private entrance, private security, a butler.
For you guys who have kids, children, whatever, and you're part of the legacy or you have the suite here, you also have access to this.
You bring your kids.
Dump the kids off here.
Dump the kids. Yeah, Robbie, dump the kids off.
On the big screen. Check that out. Got a padded floor. All the coolest games. But look at this video game setup. What I think is cool, right here. This is rad.
Special chair for those of you that really, really love getting invested in gaming.
That we're going to take a peek at right now. So here is...
Look at the size of this bathroom.
Master bedroom, master bath. You got this cool closet, vanity area. Wow, beautiful. I think these are private showers? No, private commodes. There you go. Boy, that's the way I like to roll. You got a seat.
So again, guys, you got to remember that retail, if you will, price of this place, 300,000 baht a night. Roughly translated $8,500, but again,
California king bed.
California king bed.
Linens.
They got
Totally awesome for the
2
first
square
time
beds,
guest.
2 round beds that you're going to see coming up here in a minute. The whole place to yourself.
If you guys don't care about privacy, check this out. You got these huge windows. You got this walking path.
And the tour that you're doing, actually, I'm also going to put something in the description below. I'll give you guys a link to the video that Lucas did when he went there.
Area. I don't know how much time you're going to spend in here, but let's say you want a quick cup of coffee or espresso. Now they have a butler that will serve you, or you can go outside, just kind of hang out, have lunch.
Great outdoor areas, tons of those.
Patios up there. We're going up there next.
But tons of privacy. They got a ton of greenery around there. So even if you're like in the shower, which, spoiler alert, the shower has no curtains. It has nothing surrounding you, so it's just you.
So I was wrong. These are just the standard bedrooms and bathrooms we're headed into with great outside spaces, huge tubs.
There's just a ton to do here. This is the legacy. Robbie's only on like the 2nd floor right now. I was able to get a tour over there and go for it. Here's the neat thing, and one thing I want to tee up.
One building, one person, or you could have a group of buddies or families, up to 5 families, 10 people, one. So all of this is for one ticket or one room price. It's pretty cool.
Indeed.
You can have private parties here, up to 50 people or even more, depending on how much you're willing to pay. You got the private bar, the dining areas, seating areas, pool table, which is pretty awesome. And you guys check out this room. Again, those vaulted doors.
Look at this.
Talk about private,
Beautiful little dining room area.
With this separate living space. Want to grill up some dogs and then hang out?
So I just wanted to kind of tease what we're going to be doing next weekend, guys. We're going to be over in Legacy. Again, 300,000 baht a night, but you could probably get a really, really good price. Just tell them that you heard about it, of course, on the spot, and of course you're a member of the Cool Kids table. That'll get you a smoking price, I guarantee you. But again, today what we're doing is we're hanging out in a Ruby room. A Ruby room is totally available to any of you guys except right now because we actually got the last one. But it's great because it's 3 bedrooms. You get a pool inside. Behind the pool, yes, there's an enormous bumper sticker, and I know you guys want one of those. Yes, I get it. Look at how cool that is. But also, behind the pool is a river. So you get this amazing river. So it's like totally cool. And Toby, I'll tell you something. And I'm going to address this, and I know you're doing it to be funny. Toby asks, do they have bum guns in the toilet? And I know this sounds like kind of silly, but in my experience, check this out, right? I've been to like 4- and 5-star places, or you go into a restaurant, that's super high class, and you go into their restroom, and they don't have a bum gun. What? I can go to a gas station on the freeway, and they're going to have bum guns. So yeah, they absolutely have them here. Fear not, my friend. Yeah, Ryan asks if that's a lazy river. This whole place is lazy, chill, awesome sauce, dude. Yeah. And Roger makes the comment that it's probably a gold-plated bum gun. That's how you want to do it, for sure. I completely agree. Misi, thank you so much for coming by. Misi is a really, really great friend. And she's a really, really great friend who I haven't talked to in forever. So I know it's a little late, Misi, but congratulations. So anyway, I met her. She does voiceover work, and she's actually another DJ in California. So cheers to you, my good friend. Hopefully you're well. Another reminder to you guys that are probably listening on the radio station at 95 FM here in Pattaya. Just want to let you know that my name is Mike's. We're the brand new radio station in town. Of course, we're at 95 FM, which is the number you're looking at on that antiquated box inside of the center of your dash. But fear not, you too can be listening online. Real simple. Just go to thespot.fm, download the app. And also for those of you listening up in Bangkok on bangkok.fm, I really appreciate it and want to let you guys know about this place, which is basically why we're here. Again, we are at the Gems Mining Pool Villas in Pattaya. Super easy to get to. Just put Gems Mining in Gems Mining Pattaya. Just put that in Google Maps. That'll get you here. Super easy. And the other nice thing too is that if you go to their website, you're gonna truly get the best deals. Again, I was looking online at other places, and yeah, they have rooms here that start at less than about 6,000 baht a night, and they're amazing rooms. This one right here, I think online they had it advertised, I want to say for like about 18 or 19,000 baht. But again, trust me, just say, look, I found out about you guys on the spot. I found out about you on thespot.fm, or Johnny Cupcakes told me all about you guys. Well, guess what? You're going to get a smoking deal, I promise. But thank you. It's really cool to see you, Misi. I love doing these things because, again, our goal, right, is to kind of get the message out and let you guys know about what's happening here in Pattaya that you might want to know. Also to let you guys know up in Bangkok what's happening down here in Pattaya. Come on down to Pattaya. But also to let people from outside of the area, people who basically have not been to Thailand. I know Misi's been to Thailand, and she actually had a really cool GoFundMe thing for her trip over here. And that was neat. That was neat to be a part of. But she's been to Thailand. For those of you that are thinking about coming to Thailand, for those of you that are planning to come to Thailand, I highly encourage you that, yeah, go to the beach, do your thing. Specifically, if you're going to Pattaya, then, yeah, do the Pattaya experience. That's going to be totally awesome. But one of the things that you might want to do is you might want to get, or actually not you might want to, you should get off the beach, get off Second Road, and basically make it so that you guys can really check out a whole lot more of what Pattaya has to offer. And the cool thing about that is that it is just so close. I'm telling you, man, this is like really cool. Now, what I want to do now is I want to see if I can't get my GoPro to work. If I can get my GoPro to work, then what will happen is I get to walk around here wirelessly because I'm so spectacular, and I'm able to go live on my GoPro. And then what I can do for you guys is I can show you kind of the area that's around here. And with any luck, I will not trip on the, it looks like it's not going to work. That's too bad. So what I'll try to do next time, I promise, is I will try to, for you guys and only for you guys, walk around with a wireless camera. That's something that we need to work on. I'm definitely going to figure out how to do one of those because I think it would be really great for you guys to be able to see live like where I am. I definitely wanted to set up the mobile broadcast studio right here where we are. But I also wanted to be able to show you guys the bedrooms and that sort of thing. Now, the neat thing is that, again, Robbie made a video of Legacy. You saw a little bit of it. We are going to be broadcasting live from there next Sunday, and that will be, like, totally awesome. And when we're up there, we're going to be able to show you a lot of it, not the least of which is the experience that Robbie had up there, which was totally cool. Now, one of the things you guys could do, which would be really great, is youtube.com/@thespot_Thailand. When you're there, you're going to be able to see Robbie's video that he made. And with that, you'll be able to see infinitely more. I just wanted to give you guys kind of just a little bit of a taste of what it's going to be like. So, I mean, I hope you guys can make your way there and then check that out. So, if you don't know, what we're basically doing with this mighty spot thing and the big mattress is whether it's just me and Robbie or me and a special guest. I do want to start doing some interviews with some folks around the area. Is Sundays at around 10 a.m. Bangkok time. We are going to be broadcasting live. We're going to be broadcasting live next week, I promise, from the Gems Mining here, the pool villas that are right here, literally less than a 10-minute drive from Terminal 21. And I bring that up because I know a lot of you guys know where Terminal 21 is. But additionally, if you're staying here, yeah, you're away from Terminal 21, but they have 3 shuttles a day that'll take you to Terminal 21 and will take you to the Hilton, which is really cool because then you can go to Central Festival. The easiest thing to do for you guys, honestly, is just to go to thegemspattaya.com. Just go to that website, use Spot 40 to get 40% off your room, and then you'll be living the dream. And so I really want to thank you guys for listening. I want to thank you guys for listening on 95 FM The Spot. I want to thank you guys for listening on thespot.fm. I want to thank you for listening on Bangkok.fm. Thank you guys so much for all of the support that you're giving The Spot, and I hope we give it back to you. Please go to thespot.fm, download our app, but more importantly, go to thegemspattaya.com. Tell them Johnny Cupcake sent you and get an amazing deal on this absolutely luxurious, totally gorgeous place. And with that, it's Mike's from The Spot, but also from livemyassoff.com, saying I hope you guys are living the dream, because if you're not living the dream, you're doing it wrong. Get to Pattaya, get to thegemspattaya.com, and I'll talk to you guys.